Okay, welcome to the ABCs of scheduling demos that stick. This is going to be some tips on how to firm up an appointment once we've got it scheduled so that the customers do not reschedule or postpone the appointment, okay? First thing I want to make sure everyone's clear about is there's three things that might happen if we have a demo schedule that ends up not happening. One is we get a reschedule, right? This is the best possible alternative to them keeping their appointment. A reschedule means that they can't do it at that particular time, or they say they can't, and so we reschedule it for a different specific time. That's the best alternative. Another thing that could happen is they could postpone. Well, what that is, it's not that they're saying they won't do it at all, but they say something came up and we need to do it sometime in the future, but they don't schedule a specific time. We want to try to avoid that if at all possible, and right when they start to postpone, we want to turn it into a reschedule, okay, just simply by trying to lock down a time, that works for both of you. Not locking down a time usually turns into a game of cat and mouse where you're calling them and they don't answer, and then they try to call you back and you're on a demo, and it goes back and forth, and it just becomes annoying for both parties. So try to always turn a postponement into a reschedule immediately. And then the last thing that might happen is a cancel. Now, let's face it, about 1 out of 50 appointments actually cancel, like never going to do it ever for some reason. But that can happen. Just be sure when you tell your manager what's going on, you say, oh, I had a demo that postponed or rescheduled. Most new reps just say, oh, my demo canceled, when it really didn't cancel it, but it was different. And it's just semantics, I realize, but it helps maintain the right communication with the manager. Also, it's negative to say something canceled, and it kind of sends negative subconscious messages to the brain, whereas a postponement or a reschedule, it's not the greatest thing, but certainly not as bad as a cancel. All right, so that's point number one. Anyway, the ABCs here. It took me 2 minutes to get to the ABCs. A stands for appreciation. What that means is whenever we schedule an appointment with someone, we want to really explain to them how grateful we are, okay? Almost like overdo it, really. It's like, gosh, Mrs. Jones, thank you so much, so much for scheduling this appointment. It means the world to me. I'm super excited to meet you, and I'm working so hard on my scholarship, and we're going to have a great time, okay? So it's just thick gratitude, sincere, but heavy gratitude, right? In fact, I think it's not even heavy. It's really what we really feel. I think sometimes we just don't express our gratitude deep enough to the customer, right? But they're much less likely to reschedule or postpone when we schedule with a ton of gratitude, right? The next is B. B is busy, right? So we want to make sure the customer knows that we're busy. And the way we do that is by asking for 2 specific times, right? Asking, hey, I've got an opening, and I like to say this, I've got an opening at blank time, I've got another opening at this other time. Which of those times is better for you? I also don't like to give them times on the exact hour, like I got an opening at 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock, which time is better for you? I like to say 2:15 or 3:45, which better is for you? Or even 2:17, right? And 3:28, or something like that. That I think is kind of funny, and people kind of like they're taken aback by that a little bit, but not exactly on the hour. At the very least, on the half hour, 1:30 or 7:30. Which one of those times is better? And we ask for the times. And one thing we don't do, here's the mistake that a lot of reps make. Let's say I try to schedule an appointment for tomorrow, for Wednesday, and I say I've got an opening at 5:15. I've got another opening at 8:15. Which of those times is better for you? And the customer says, gosh, Wednesday evening is not good for me. But I think I can do it on Thursday. Can you do it on Thursday? And the rep says, oh, sure, I'm free all day on Thursday. When's good? And the customer gives a time, right? Well, that does not signal busyness. That signals not busyness, the exact opposite. And what happens is, let's say this customer schedules an appointment at 1 o'clock, and and they know in the back of their mind that the rep's free all day. Well, the slightest little thing might come up in that customer's life. Maybe their neighbor calls them and says, hey, you want to come over for tea? And they're thinking, well, I got this appointment, but no, Brad's free all the time. He's not that busy. I'll just reschedule and do it later, right? But if they felt this busyness from me, and someone says, hey, you want to come over for tea? They'd be like, I'd like to, but I can't. I've got this appointment. This young man's working really hard, and this is, he's got a really busy schedule, and I want to make sure that I keep my appointment, okay? So portraying busyness. In fact, if someone says, I can't do it tomorrow, but I can do it on Thursday, you don't, and they say, I can do it Thursday at 1, never agree to that exact time, okay? Say, gosh, Thursday at 1, I'm really going to be busy with appointments on Thursday. Let me look at my schedule here. I could move some things around. You know what? I could do it at 1:10. Actually, 1:15, Mr. Jones. How about we do it at 1:15, right? And to them, 1 o'clock and 1:15 is the exact same time. There's no difference to them. But it it portrays busyness, the busyness that you really want to have. And if you have your demo slots booked up all throughout the day, even though they're not filled with people yet, it's still, you're busy, right? Because you have your schedule made, okay? That's number 2, B for busyness. And the third thing, C is confirmation number, okay? So you want to confirm the appointment. There's 2 ways you want to confirm it. The first thing you want to do is you want to say, Mrs. Jones, I need to give you my confirmation number in case my manager decides to check up on me, right? So you wait for them to get a pen and paper, and then you give them your rep number, right? 852-2166, whatever the number is. 852-2166. 5, okay, it's eight-digit number. So you just give them your number and you say, that's my confirmation number, just in case my manager might check up on me, right, you doubt he will, but just in case, that's the confirmation number. Oh, and by the way, that's also, Mrs. Jones, your discount code. If you do see something that you like and you wanted to get it, that's the number that allows me to, to give you the best deals possible, okay? And after you've done it, after you've got it set and you've been grateful, you say, Ms. Jones, I'm going to send you a text message with the date and the time and that confirmation number again, so you'll be sure to have it, okay? And you always want to send a follow-up text message within 5 minutes at the most of scheduling that appointment, and you send them the message that says, thanks again for scheduling this appointment with me. It means the world to me. I'm super excited to meet you. Mary told me a lot about you, whatever. And once again, your confirmation number is this. See you tomorrow at 2, okay? So you give them the time at the beginning of the text, you give them the time at the end of the text, right? And your manager probably has like a standardized little text you can just kind of copy and paste, but make sure it includes gratitude and confirmation, okay? Those are the things that needs to happen. The ABCs, appreciation, busyness, gratitude, right? Or confirmation. Make sure that you've got all 3 of those and you've got the ABCs of setting demos that stick.